Chef Lesego Semenya, known as LesDaChef, shares his journey from the corporate world to being a chef in his debut cookbook, Dijo My Food, My Journey. After deciding to make a career change, he went on to complete a Grande Diploma in food and wine. He's also been featured as a judge on Top Chef SA and runs his own culinary business. This morning, he joins us to tell us more about the book, its cuisine, and unique flavors behind each dish. Lesego, thanks for coming on the show. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Long overdue, I would say, for your fans who absolutely have loved your food and have followed your career and seen you grow.
Yeah, I don't say, from my point of view, I don't know if it's long overdue. I've been avoiding it for years. But like you say, people have been on my back asking for it. Hey, when are you putting a book together? When are you putting all these recipes and compiling them together? And finally, I've done it.
Speak to us about some of the recipes that are featured.
Whoa. Well, the way I've written the book is from a point of view where a chef actually is a human. I'm an everyday person before I'm a chef. So I've told the story of me growing up in Soweto, and I've put in nostalgic recipes in there. I've put in recipes from my youth. There's ding in there, there's how to make kgemere, there's magwenya. You grew up in Soweto with those type of dishes. But then I've also gone and put in more complicated chef type of recipes, how to cook quail, how to cook the dishes that I learned at chef school, how to make your own pasta at home, things like that. Then we've gone on to putting fusion and what I do now and the dishes that I love.
Your grandmother's kitchen was quite significant in shaping the chef that you would become later on in life. The first picture in your book is of you in the kitchen next to that old coal stove. Tell us about the significance of that and just the impact that your grandmother and her cooking had in your life.
I always say to people, food has an emotion attached to it. And we always have a memory, even if it's a bad one, even if it's a negative one. But there's always a memory attached to the food we eat. And I always remember my gran cooking for us as a child. And when we were on school holidays, we used to be in the kitchen in that warmth. I mean, that welcome Dover stove used to be a geyser. It was a cooking utensil. You could cook on it. It also, you'd bath next to it.
Put your cast iron on it as well.
Everything was done around there. And it was the centerpiece of the home. And lots of people have that connection to those stoves and when you see them. And I wanted to show that side of the emotional connection we have to the kitchen and the memories that we build in there.
South Africa is quite diverse. I mean, not in just its people, but in also the food that we eat, the different tastes that there are. A lot of people, well, I'd say a lot of black people do enjoy traditional food, but sometimes, you know, we want to give that traditional food a kind of a modern twist. How do we do that, incorporating other flavors, spices, and influences from other cultures?
I always say to people, we shouldn't be scared to play with our food. It's how we pass it on to the rest of the world. We need to be more creative and celebrate the flavors of each dish that we love. There's certain dishes that I don't play with at all, like mohodu. I will never twist mohodu around. But
that's the recipe you greeted us all with in mohodu.
Hey, everyone, well, not everyone, but I love mohodu. I mean, and the way it is, the subtle flavors in there, I don't play around with it. Masonje as well, I wouldn't fiddle around with that. But then you've got other things like the things that we grew up Soweto with, makipkip or discopas, for example. I've gone and showed people how you can make your own at home. But then besides that, I've gone and twisted it and showed people you can make chocolate mousse out of discopas as well. So it's all about opening your mind up to the possibilities of the flavors. Start with the easier stuff and take it up.
What's the easier stuff? Because I follow you on Twitter and I look at all your recipes and I'm like, yo, I thought making magwenya would be easy, or making ledombolo would be easy, or making scones. Everything you make looks so perfect, it actually makes the rest of us feel so inadequate.
How do I even... Okay, the way I've gone and done it is explained from a chef's point of view. So if you understand the basics first, why do I make my magwenya the way I do, and how I start making them, you can make anything after that. I mean, magwenya is just deep fried bread. So if you can make those perfectly, you can go on and make your own bread in there. And I've gone and explained those things. So it's all about the basics. I mean, The things I show people is just to inspire them. You don't have to make them like me. You don't have to make them look perfect, but as long as you're in the kitchen and making stuff, that's all that matters.
Well, as long as they look like yours. One day I'll get there. Lesego, thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
coming.
much for having me.
And all the best with your book and
Thank you.
your
Thank you so
culinary a bright future in this country. Thank you very much to Lesego Semenya, also known as LesDaChef, talking to us about his cookbook titled Dijo My Food, My Journey. Time for us to take a quick break. Do stay with us on Morning Live.